Okay, so uh, you're here because, as we said, either being invited by ourselves or by somebody on our team, and we're going to talk to you this evening about the DoTerra business opportunity, which is a subject that we are very, very passionate about. But before we get into all of that, we wanted to start right at the beginning and where it all started for us, okay? And that is with these small bottles, okay? Now, these bottles may be small, but they are incredibly powerful. This small bottle means business. And what this is 100% pure plant-based power and wisdom, everybody, okay? So this is a bottle of essential oils from doTERRA. doTERRA is actually the largest essential oil company in the world, okay? And they're the largest essential oil company in the world for a reason. But do you actually know what an essential oil is before we start? Because I certainly didn't when I started. And there's lots of different forms of alternative medicine. But what an essential oil actually is it is a volatile liquid that is extracted from a plant, from a different part of the plant, depending on what essential oil we're actually talking about. But it might be from the bark, it might be from the roots, from the petal, from the stem, and it is the immune system of the plant, okay? So what we can do is tap in on the plant's immune system that it uses to protect itself and use it for our own benefit, okay? So it is a powerful, powerful form of plant-based medicine, okay? Now, doTERRA is a science-based company, okay, and there is much, much research behind these oils there for any skeptics. This is not hocus pocus, this is science, okay? But this is not new. Plants have been used as medicine since the beginning of time, okay? There are hundreds of references in the Bible, in ancient Egyptian Sanskrit, and even today, 25% of Western medicine starts with plants, okay? And as I said, doTERRA is a science-based company. We have many, many doctors and scientists and chemists at the forefront of doTERRA. And we even have several doctors and more medical people within our team as well. And the exciting thing about these bottles of oils is that these oils can kill viruses and bacteria, and they work, okay? Are you reading us? Are we back? Sorry, we lost you for a moment. Are you back? Can you see us? Perfect. Sorry about that. Okay, so as I was saying, these oils can kill viruses and bacteria, and they work, okay? There's over 5 million different users with doTERRA, and people that can't live without these oils, okay? And we certainly can't live without them in our lives. So I'm just going to very quickly tell you about where it started for me personally. So I discovered these oils because I wanted something that I could use for my family. As a mother, I had an urge to want to look after my family and my children in the best way that I could, in a safe and in a natural way. So I was very, very excited when I first heard about this natural medicine cabinet, and the fact that there was literally an oil for every ailment, okay? I remember the first time I found this little booklet, I was amazed by all the different ailments, over 200 different ailments, and there were several different essential oils for each, and that was just in the small booklet. Then it comes to this book, and that has much more serious diseases, and again there are several different essential oils to choose for each different ailment. So it's very, very easy to use the oils and to find what you need. And these essential oils, they can be used by everybody, from small newborn babies right through to the elderly. You can cook with them, you can clean with them, you can use them for your pets. They are so versatile and very, very easy to use as well. But what these oils do that is the most important thing is that they empower you. They empower you to be able to take charge of your health in your own hands in a natural way, and to truly help you to bloom and glow. That's why my face. Apologies about this, everyone. Hopefully we're back again. I don't know what's going on with our signal tonight. Maybe we've got some trolls, but are you reading us? Thumbs up if you can hear us. Are we back? Can you hear? Are we back, everybody? Can you hear us? I think everybody's frozen. Hi, everybody. Are we back? Can you hear us? Apologies about this. I'm not quite sure what's going on with our signal.
Right, we can hear you, Emily, but we can't see you now.
Okay. Hi, Lisa.
Hey, darling.
Okay. So, can you see us now?
Yeah.
Perfect. I'm not sure what's going on with our signal, but Tim's going upstairs to prepare the room upstairs because I think our signal's probably better up there. So anyway, as I was saying, just briefly going back, I'm not quite sure where you lost me. There's an issue this evening with technology. I think there is, Linda. These essential oils can be used by everybody, from small babies right through to the elderly. And you can cook with them, you can clean with them, you can use them for your pets, and they are really just so versatile and easy to use. But what they do is they empower people to be able to take charge of their health in a natural way, and to help you to bloom and to glow, okay? And there is an oil for every physical ailment, but also for your emotional needs as well. So when I first discovered them, I started using them more for our physical needs for my family, but now we use them every day for our emotional needs. And I wouldn't be without them. So everyone needs them. And once you start using them, you don't tend to want to look back. And that is why the doTERRA business is such an amazing business, because people love the oils. And it's very, very easy to share them. You don't need to have qualifications. I certainly didn't when I started. All you need is the book, and you'll get the support from doTERRA and from ourselves, so you can literally just jump straight in. But the important thing to know is that there's a big difference when it comes to the quality of an essential oil, okay? And doTERRA is very different. And what happens, unfortunately, is when you go to a shop and you buy a bottle of essential oil over the counter, you don't really know what you're getting in the bottle, because it's an unregulated industry. So with doTERRA, you have 100% pure oil, not just 50% pure, not 2 or 3% pure, which some other oil companies, their oils, you really don't know what you're getting in the bottle. You have 100% pure oil that is of the best quality. And doTERRA do more testing than any other company on their oils, so you can really guarantee what you're getting in the bottle. The other thing is the potency. So doTERRA are sourcing from all over the world, and research shows that, you know, where you find a plant, where it's grown, is going to have a significant effect on the quality of the finishing oil. And doTERRA takes everything into consideration, like the soil, like the climate, like the altitude, the time of day that they harvest, and the length of time that they distill for. So literally they are going to every length possible in the creation of these oils. So they are of the topmost quality. So you have the purity and the potency. And the other thing that happens there is because they're sourcing from all over the world, they're then working with communities. Over 26 of these communities are considered developing, and doTERRA sources from over 46 communities all over the world. So what doTERRA is doing then is raising communities and, you know, giving people opportunities to better themselves and to be able to provide for their families. And some of these communities and these people, they just want the ability to be able to work. So, you know, this is something that is really on my heart and something that I'm really proud of for being part of doTERRA. So they're a very ethical and integral company, and this is one of my favourite things about them, is the work that they're doing all over the world, raising and lifting people up. They also have a foundation called the Healing Hands Foundation, which some of the products you can buy, the rose hand lotion and the hope oil, 100% of the proceeds go back to helping others, to building hospitals, building schools, giving to orphanages, and supporting organisations that do serious good, organisations that are saving children from the sex trade, organisations that are teaching young women and teenagers about their bodies and about the power and wisdom of a woman's body, and providing them with reusable sanitary equipment. Amazing foundations, and doTERRA gives thousands and thousands of pounds to organisations like this. So doTERRA is much more than just a company. It's like a mission or a cause. When I hold a bottle of these essential oils now, it means more to me than what it just does for my family, and also for my friends, and even for the people that I've introduced these oils to, because I think about the lives all over the world that these bottles of oils touch, and that means so much to me. And so for anybody who's interested in that side of things, you're probably going to want to look up Source to You, which is a website, www.source2you, and that will go in depth more into the testing of our oils and the sourcing from all over the world, and the work that doTERRA are doing, which is just so ethical and integral and beautiful. But it all started with the founders, okay, which are 7 amazing human beings who have led with their hearts, and they've got an amazing skill set. We've got doctors, scientists, businessmen with extensive knowledge of essential oils and also of network marketing. But the best thing is that they lead with their hearts, as I say, and that they share the same vision as us. Everybody in doTERRA seems to share the same vision, in that doTERRA is a vehicle to help as many people as the world as possible, to help and to heal. And it's a company that's led with grace and with bravery, and yeah, it's just a wonderful thing to be part of. And this company is not just about money. Obviously, there is a huge potential to change your finances and to earn money, but there's something much deeper and much richer with doTERRA. It's not about checks on stage. It's not about incentive plans to get cars and things like that. It's different. It's about love and honour and respect and hard work from the growers and the harvesters right through to the people that use the oils and the people that share them and the founders as well. It's like we're all on the same page, and together we're strong. And so I love that doTERRA heals us physically for our physical ailments, but also for our emotional ailments, which we all need every day. But it also has the ability to heal us financially as well. doTERRA actually has a mission to be able to heal as many homes financially as possible and to help them to become debt free, which I love. So these oils, as I say, they may be small, but they're incredibly powerful. You can use them in many different ways, aromatically, to breathe in, topically on the skin. And the exciting thing about these oils is because they're so pure, many of them can even be used internally. And so they really are a form of plant-based wisdom. And this is why the company is so strong, because of the product. So I'm very, very excited now to pass you over to Lisa, who she was here a minute ago. I think she's there looking gorgeous. Lisa is our sales manager from the UK, who's very, very kindly said that she would join us this evening to just talk a little bit about what doTERRA means to her and about where we are from a corporate side of things. So I'm going to pass you over right now.
Hi, Emily.
Hi, Lisa.
Hi, Lisa.
So thank you for inviting me on your call. That's very kind of you. It's a pleasure, and it's great to see so many people popping up. I love it when you keep seeing all the names coming in who have just joined the call. So it looks like you're going to have a successful evening this evening with this. All great. So I was privileged to spend some time with Emily and Tim at our recent retreat. We actually went to Austria I think it was last weekend now, or the weekend before. And we were able to spend some time together as a group. And that is really when it all comes together, when you find out everybody's reasons for being in doTERRA. And yes, initially you may think people have come in to sell a product or to earn some money. And yes, you might think that to start with, but then when I was privileged enough to go to Utah in September, that's when I was able to meet the 7 founders that Emily was just talking about there. And really, it was that time spent at head office where I was able to learn the culture of the business. And that is why they take the time and the expense to bring the corporate team from Europe, and they fly us to be there in Utah, just so we can embrace the complete culture of doTERRA, to understand why the business is so important to keep it protected. And we don't want to just turn into a whole group of salespeople who are out there, because that's not our style. And certainly from when I'm out doing events with people across Europe, they're not really salesy people. They're people who have got a passion about the product, and it comes across so strongly. It is everything about the brand of doTERRA, I believe. And these 7 founders, they just don't want us to ever forget that, because doTERRA is 10 years into its business now. So it's actually our 10th anniversary this year. And although it's been actively working the business for a few years in the UK, I do believe this is the year that's really going to be some huge, huge changes. So we've seen the likes of our leaders who were coming through the ranks in the last year or so, like yourself, Emily and Tim, with the fabulous Blue Diamond title, which you're now holding, which is such a prestige rank in doTERRA. We only have 5 in the whole of Europe. So if you're getting involved with doTERRA, this is certainly the place to be. These guys will guide you absolutely in the right direction. What are we doing for you from corporate? Well, we've just opened our brand new head office in December, and that's based in Milton Keynes, and that's for the entirety of Europe. And we're building a whole team there to support you. So you have a group of sales managers, you have a marketing team, you have a new events and communications team. And all of these people have sort of come together at the right time for you, because for anybody who's already in the business, you guys have been out there doing this work, and we owe it to you to back you and to be able to deliver and help you in building your businesses to grow, not only this year, you know, to earn you that residual income. So it can be life-changing for you. And I think you'll agree, Emily, it can be either just a hobby income for somebody who's maybe just looking for, you know, that holiday, a small holiday with the family or something, or just the money to take them to the cinema, things like that. or it could be people who are really looking to make a life-changing thing, so they're actually changing jobs or giving up their jobs and really making a big difference. So we appreciate how it has grown so much in Europe, and we're here now to support you with that growth. So if we can come along to any of your team events, come onto your calls, and really just get out there in the field and get to know you, that is all we want from corporate. It's why we're here, to serve you and help you build your doTERRA business.
Lovely.
Oh,
thank you.
Thank you, Lisa. That's amazing. Yeah, we just really, it means a lot to us that corporate will come on and join us with this sort of call, and it just kind of really shows what a great company that we're part of, and the support that we do get. We know we're very lucky.
Yeah, we are very lucky.
So thank you so much, Lisa. And I'm going to pass over to Tim now.
Yeah.
He's going to tell us a little bit more about 3 main things.
Yeah, all right.
With doTERRA.
Is there anything else you wanted to say, Lisa? Are you all right? Okay, go on.
I didn't know whether you were going to talk.
Well, I was just going to say you don't have to stay if you wanted to go. I just wanted to say goodbye and thank you very much. But
I mean, it looks like you've got an amazing group of people coming on the call now, so we're going to have a great time this evening.
yeah, hope so. Thanks, Lisa.
Take care now. Goodbye, everyone.
Bye.
Thanks, Lisa.
Okay, so when we talked about doing this webinar, we tried to understand what we thought were the 3 key things for us with this doTERRA business. And well, the first one is obviously the product. And funnily enough, you've come on here tonight to listen to the doTERRA business and how it works. And yet it's really, really important for us. The first thing we talk about is the product, which Emily did so beautifully and so heartfelt. And it's still the most important thing. The driving force of everything that we do is still based around the product. The second thing is the support that you get from doTERRA. Obviously, you've just seen the support there from corporate. They're a wonderful team, and they're always there to help, and they're always there to support you with anything you need to do. They do events all over the country, all over Europe, which you can go along to and take people to. And they're always there. You've also got the support of customer services. When you order your products, if there's anything wrong with the product or you just need some help with that, you've got that support. But within our own tribe and our own community and our team, we also have regular trainings, weekly trainings. We have a Facebook group and a WhatsApp group where people are constantly posting questions about oils and sharing stories and the business. And on there, we've got all sorts of different people, different experiences that can help, to share them with you. We also have functions ourselves and gatherings. So there's a real community feel to the support that you get. Yeah,
what you have within our blooming and glowing community is a real sense of connection and community. And that's something very special, I think, that we've created.
Yeah, I think people that have maybe come over from other companies or have been experienced other things like that have said that they tremendously surprised by the amount of support that they get from everybody and how lovely that is. So that's another wonderful thing you get. So that's the second thing. And the third thing, I suppose, is the actual business, the actual compensation plan, actually how the business works, which I'm going to just bring up a few slides now and take you through this as best I can. So if you that's it. Okay, just get rid of that for me. So, okay. Brilliant. The first thing I wanted to share with you was actually how it works. Let's just go to the so this is the initial investment. So what does it kind of cost you to set up and start doing the doTERRA business? Before I mention this, I just wanted to say about 8 years ago we started a franchise, bought a franchise in our local area in a small music business for preschool children, which we've actually very, very recently just sold, actually. And the initial investment to own the postcodes of Richmond and Kingston was £11,500. not only that, we had to pay for commission every month and management fees, etc., etc. So I'm just saying that to compare that to the initial cost to set up a doTERRA business, which starts with a home essentials kit. You can get a bigger kit, you can get a slightly smaller kit, but this is the kit that we generally recommend. This has got your 10 main oils in that you can share away. We also would add on a fractionated coconut oil as well to that. This is to help sort of dilute the oils a little bit if you're using them on children, or you want to to share them in that way,
or for
topically,
any
sensitive skin, stuff like that. Always handy to have. And then there's the book that Emily showed. Someone asked what the book was called.
Yeah, so this one's called Modern Essentials. And if you were to get started with us, we have a full training program, and we would help you literally from the word go. So with everything that you'd need to get started, and what resources we would suggest, and then we'd add you onto the Facebook groups and the WhatsApp, and we'd be really providing you with some great information to get stuck into. But yes, Modern Essentials is the book, and it's brilliant.
Yeah. And then some sample bottles. There's 75 there for £12. So the total cost about £277 would pretty much get you started and get you going. And then after that, from that point onwards, once you decide to do the business, there is a monthly spend, which is it's called 100 PV product points, product volume. Everything that you buy has got a volume to it. And that normally works out 100 PV is about 80 to 90 pounds. This is easily paid back once you start doing the business. You normally find that oils pay for themselves when you start doing the business. But also you need oils. You need oils to share. You need to use oils in your life. And some people will do the business just to be able to afford to use the oils because they're so wonderful. So that's the monthly spend. And do you want to say anything about that? Or?
Yeah, I just wanted to say that when I first started with doTERRA, I borrowed the money off my mum to get my oils because I didn't have a spare £226. And then when it came to the monthly spend, Tim and I spoke about it, and we decided that we were going to commit to it, because also I think it's quite good to make an intentional commitment as well. And literally after my first month I bought the oils, then I did the monthly spend the next month to get some extra oils that I wanted for my collection and for my family as well. And then the third month, because I got up and going, my commission actually covered the cost of my spend, and you can use it for your monthly spend as well. So really I covered my costs very, very quickly. And yes, for a business that has the potential to earn you as much money as you can, these initial startup costs are very, very low.
Okay. So how does it work? Well, first of all, it's important to understand that doTERRA is a product-based business. So as it says there, 85% of people using doTERRA are customers. This is quite unusual for these sort of companies, but also it's wonderful. So, when you're thinking about growing your business with doTERRA, you're not thinking about trying to find lots of people to do the business. Actually, most people are just customers, and they're very happy to be customers. And most of the commissions that you earn will come from customers, which is really, really important. So it's a huge amount of people using doTERRA, just customers. They order online. They order their products and deliver to them directly. So you don't have to worry about orders or shipping or delivering them yourselves. And then there's a customer service team as well to help them with any deliveries that they might have. So you introduce people to the oils, and you will be connected. They will be connected to you, and you will earn commission from these people, and also you will earn commission from anybody that they introduce the oils to or share the oils to. I mean, although those 85% of people are customers, they still talk about the oils, they still share their experiences, and those people end up finding more people that contact you. And all of those people are all part of the commission that you will earn from those people.
Yes, and so if you're doing your 100 PV spend a month, when the computer generates the commission, you will get paid commission, and that's how it recognises you as a business builder. But as I said, And as Tim explained, if you're sharing the oils with others, which is what we do, then you are going to need to replace your oils anyway. And that's how we touch people, and that's how we help people to fall in love with the oils, is by helping them with their ailments and offering little samples. So you will start to get through your oils, and you'll be using them yourself too. It's great if you can be live the product yourself, and be an authentic representative. So obviously you're going to be using them yourself as well.
Okay, so the single most important factor in creating residual income is the retention rate. And doTERRA has a retention rate of 64%. So this is money that you earn when people purchase again, and the residual income is money that you earn without having to reinvest in the customer. This is just money that you earn in your sleep, if you like. So on this graph, you can see that doTERRA's retention rate is 64%. The average retention rate is only 13%. I'll just let that sink in, because we've been all over the world now, met lots of people that are doing doTERRA and started a business. When they first saw this figure, they just didn't quite believe it, and it wasn't until they looked into it and realised it was actually true, they then decided to do the business.
Yeah, so just to explain that, 64% of doTERRA customers will buy again in the first 3 months, as opposed to other network marketing companies, just 13% of them will buy that product again in the first 3 months. That's massive. That is a huge difference, and that just emphasizes that it is all about the product.
Yeah, and there you see it says 80% of doTERRA customers order at least once a year as well. doTERRA is a debt-free company with no outside funding. So the guys that started doTERRA 10 years ago, they did it themselves with their own money. So there's no shareholders, they haven't borrowed any money. So they're a debt-free company, which is very important. So that are very unlikely to go under.
Yeah.
This is one thing I wanted to show you. This is about how the commission works compared to other companies that are similar. Is that doTERRA pay out a higher percentage of commission on a higher amount of customers, and this is the sort of only graph I could find, but I think it explains it. Sorry, it's in dollars, but it does give you an idea of what I'm trying to say. So if you look here on the right hand side, this is other companies. So you can see that where they're less customers are at the top there, they pay a larger percentage, and at the bottom, where there's a lot more customers, they pay a lower percentage. Well, what doTERRA did is they flipped this around. So as you can see over here, so these are the customers. As you can see
on the left-hand side.
On the left-hand side, where this is doTERRA, you can see that at the top they pay only 2% on commission, where they've got fewer customers. At the bottom, where there's loads more customers, I mean, I would say 80%, 85% of our business and our customers and our commission comes from these bottom few levels here, and that's when they pay the most percentage out of commission. And as you can see at the bottom with these two figures, that can almost be 3 times as much commission. So doTERRA is incredibly generous when it comes to this compensation plan of commission.
So yeah, if you compare on the left-hand side to on the right-hand side, there's a massive difference there. And that is what makes the business model so unique, that you have the ability to earn the most money off the largest amount of people. It makes a big difference.
I think it's within doTERRA's interest as well for you to earn money, because they want you to promote the product as well. So it works well for everybody. Okay, so I just wanted to talk a little bit about doTERRA's growth. So obviously it started 9 years ago. It's coming to its 10th year now. It started with nothing, and they've got to 2 billion per annum in the last 9 years. Okay, and as Lisa mentioned, it's the biggest network marketing company in the USA. In 2017, Europe was doTERRA's fastest growing region for the first time. Okay, so in Europe, I would say it's probably been going for maybe 5 or 6 years. Okay, and the UK had the most sales in Europe. Okay, and the forecast for the next year is for it to triple in volume. And this is why they've now decided to get new warehouses in Heathrow and in the Netherlands. They've got new offices in Milton Keynes. They're preparing themselves for this incredible growth that's going to happen. And also the brand awareness, because they're ahead. Can you go back a sec? Because they're ahead in America. They're sort of 4 years ahead. They can see the trends and they can see see what's happening with the business in Europe and in the UK. And they can say now in their 6th year, this is when the brand starts to become aware. People start to become aware of the essential oils. They start to become aware of doTERRA. And funnily enough, even last night in the football, where Manchester United were playing on the telly, the Manchester United players, some of them were sniffing doTERRA Motivate oil before they went on the pitch.
Well, we're not sure if it was definitely Motivate.
But it was a doTERRA oil, which just shows you this even getting in the mainstream, and the footballers are even using it as well. So the brand is just starting now to come out even more. So even more reason to share the oils. Mm-hmm. And there's just a quick growth chart in Europe over the last 2 years. Again, you can see it's gone from $16 million up to $68+ million in just 2 years. Now, I mean, the only companies that have this sort of growth rate that you can compare to are companies like Facebook and Apple. If you look back at their growth rates, this is comparable to those companies. I just wanted you to understand where doTERRA is going and how big it is as a company. When you enroll, you get a number. And we were sort of the 2 millionth or 2.5 millionth customer that they had. And we've been doing it just over 2 years. There's now, when you enroll, I think it's like 5.5 million. Mm. So that's how many customers have grown in just the last 2 years. So it's growing so fast. It's unbelievable. Okay. Let's just go to the next slide. And this is the average earnings chart that I wanted to share with you. And I'll emphasize average. There's these ranks, and this money can be done quicker, and it can be earned slower. But it's really important to us that when we share this sort of information with you, we share it honestly, because we don't want you to join the company and say, oh, I that's not how it works. That's not how I found it. This is not. And so this is a real average. So it can be a lot quicker or slower. So do you want to just take us through this, Emily?
Yeah, so when I first saw this chart, it kind of blew me away a little bit. I didn't really even look at some of the figures at the bottom. I just thought, well, that's unrealistic. That's never going to happen. But I thought, well, hang on a minute. Let's look at Premier, for example. It would be nice if I could earn an extra £200 to £500 a month. I can see that as perhaps being feasible. And as Lisa Rooney said, you really can do doTERRA to whatever level you want it to be. So it could be just to cover having the oils in your life. It could be that you want to supplement your income, or it could be that you want to totally replace your income and be earning some of the figures down at the bottom. Now, this chart is actually not our journey. It's actually the journey of our uplines, who are amazing, supportive, beautiful people.
Who, funnily enough, while we're on the subject, last month hit this level down here, Presidential Diamond, and they're only the second people in Europe to hit that level. So they after 4 years of doing doTERRA, they hit this, and that's our direct upline, Nathan and Rebecca.
But what's exciting is we are here at Blue Diamond now at the bottom, and as you can see, it took them 34 months, but it actually just took us 2 years, 24 months, and we're working on Presidential Diamond this year. So it's exciting to know that we have a formula and that it's working and that it's achievable, and actually you can do it quickly if you want to. Don't get us wrong, it's not a get rich quick scheme. We have worked hard, yeah, but it's very achievable. Oh, I'm just going to mute somebody who's just come on. And you know, this money is, as Tim said, it's totally realistic and it has changed our lives. And so this month we've just been paid today. We've earned about £9,000 this month.
So I think just because the chart there, because it's got two figures, it's got so it says here in gold, it says 800, then it says 3,000. The reason for this is that's kind of when you first hit that rank. It might just be 800 when you first hit gold. But if you were to stay at that rank for maybe 6 months, something like that, just because of the commission and the way the business is structured, that rank can earn you a lot more money. That's why there's two figures there, just for anyone that's interested in that. So just for finish off, we we knew we were coming on here tonight, so we asked our tribe and people that are doing the business with us if they could just share anything that could help. But what got them across the line? Why did they start to do doTERRA? What made them decide to jump in? And also, since they have jumped in, how are they finding it? And we did it on Facebook, and I just thought it'd be interesting. I just put a few of these up to share with you of what people have actually said. So
yeah, we had so many beautiful responses.
I could have put 50, 60 of them on here, but I just copied and pasted a few on here just now. So
okay, so these are some testimonials from our team or our tribe,
yeah, just yesterday, yeah.
as we call each other. So Georgie said, for me, it was company ethics and having the internal use completely down as safe, so I could confidently suggest internal use for others. I think that was the only thing that initially made me research more. I'm most impressed by the family feel of doTERRA, teamwork and amazing upline. Really do feel like I've found kindred spirits, which is lovely. Karina said, I decided before my first oils order arrived that I wanted to do the business because they were nothing like I'd tried before from the high street, and the business option was simple. I wanted to cover the cost of my own purchases, which I did within 2 months. Brilliant. Moira said, for me, it was the purity of the oils, especially the fact you can take them internally. I decided to do the business when I realised that I wanted them in my everyday life for the health and well-being of myself, my family and clients too. Therefore, I knew that I'd easily spend 100 PV per month. Also, the fact that the oils sell themselves, so I've never had to be pushy.
Yeah, that's lovely. And it's not pushy like that, the business. It's lovely.
Katie Jo said, as a nutritionist, I've been using essential oils for years in my practice with another company. Unfortunately, my trust was broken recently and I had to take a decision to lose some business and change brand. I'm so pleased I did. Although I have to build a completely new downline, the doTERRA product support has been so brilliant that I'd wish I'd done this years ago. We're glad you're with us, Katie. Mm-hmm. Charlie said, the power of the oils, the desire to share them with others, and the peace of mind of building an additional income stream on my terms. I love being a photographer, but if I break my arm, then what? Preparing for impact in a positive way. And Jude said, I just knew that these oils would change my life, and they have. From now being medication free, now to my children asking for them and talking about them, I just knew that there was something special about them. I was right.
A couple more.
And Laura said, however, the icing on the cake was the opportunity to create residual income. I've always been appalled that as women, we generally have to pause our careers to have children, and I've witnessed how disempowering that can be. With doTERRA, this opportunity allows us to embrace this time, and I feel so grateful to be able to help empower other women this way. And just to finish, Jasmine said, I went to Amsterdam to the convention not long after starting the business and was literally blown away by how heart-centered the company are and how closely they work with and support the communities where the oils are sourced. I've never come across anything like this before, and doTERRA's vision for integrated healthcare, education and empowerment is something that I feel strongly aligned with. So that's beautiful.
Yeah. Lovely, thank you. And I could have, like I said, I could have put, many more on there. And if you were to join doTERRA and join the Facebook group, you can have a look because there's loads of them on there that you can read. I just for the link from that, she went to Amsterdam. So doTERRA have 2 big conventions a year, one in Utah in America, and one in Europe. And in Europe, it's a different country every year. And this year, funnily enough, in May, it's going to be in London. It's a bit like getting the Olympics, and we're very lucky that it's going to be here. So I just thought I'd put this on there of another reason why it's a really good time to join, because if you can get people to this convention in London, people that don't have to be growing the business, they could just be interested in doTERRA, it's a lovely way for them to understand the culture and the nature of the business, and they do leave feeling really empowered, and it's a real opportunity. So they're the dates, and at the moment they're on about 4,000 tickets sold. They could probably go up to about 7,000.
Yes, I just wanted to ask Romy's question here, and she says, with the growth of the company, are the sustainable and ethical production of the oil sustainable? Yes, totally, Romy. And what I love about doTERRA is that if sourcing an oil is going to have any impact at all on nature or on the environment, they will stop doing that oil. doTERRA don't actually sell the rose oil, and that's because to get an oil as pure as that, and they have a problem with aphids when it comes to creating rose oil. So they have to, most companies and most oil creators or companies, they have to use pesticides, but obviously it wouldn't pass the purity testing. So it actually takes 8,000 roses to make 1 5 ml bottle of pure rose oil, and because of that doTERRA won't even sell it, and it would be worth over £350. So doTERRA will not source if it's going to have any negative effect on nature or on the environment. And when it comes to things like frankincense, they make sure that there are trees planted for every batch of oil that is taken. And again, if you're interested in this side of things, go onto the Source to You website, where you'll be able to find a lot more information on there. Okay.
That's it. That's all the slides I've got there, so we can confirm.
So I'm going to stop the share now, and it was lovely to hear from some of our team. But we have got another one of our lovely team members who's here today, called Chloe, and Chloe is actually one of our old friends, isn't she? It's so wonderful to be able to actually do something where you're working with your friends. Chloe is an amazing leader on our team. She's reached the rank of gold, which is brilliant. She has an amazing team that she supports. Chloe actually has a background in accountancy, and so we wanted to invite her on here for her to share why doTERRA is more than a typical MLM, what it means to her, and the doTERRA difference. So are you there, Chloe?
I'm here. Hi, Emily.
Hi.
I thought you'd forgotten me. I thought I was going to get away with it. So I'll just talk really briefly. Sometimes when I talk to people about the business side, sometimes people have the concern or the worry that network marketing is like a pyramid scheme, and they say, oh gosh, but isn't it a pyramid scheme? So I just wanted to talk about that, because sometimes that can worry people, and if you don't know the difference between a normal network marketing company and a pyramid scheme and a doTERRA, which is different from network marketing companies again. So a pyramid scheme itself, a real pyramid scheme, is actually illegal. It's a scam. It has no product at all, and people are lured in by promises of get rich quick and fail safe investment, and write a check for £3,000, and then when you get to the top of the pyramid you'll have £27,000 back on your investment. And it's a scam. It's unsustainable. Mathematically, it's totally unsustainable. And eventually it collapses. And a lot of people lose their money and are obviously very disappointed. I actually know personally 2 friends who've been involved in pyramid schemes many years ago, and it was a very terrible experience, and they lost friends over it. And so yeah, it was a bad experience for them. doTERRA is very different. I mean, network marketing companies are very different because they have a product to start with. doTERRA doesn't just have a product; it has a very, very strong product, and it's a product-based company, like Emily and Tim were talking about earlier. And we know that translates because 85 to 90% of people in doTERRA are just happy customers, just happily buying regularly, often month in, month out, because these are products that they can't live without. And the product is actually incomparable. There's nothing else like it on the market. The co-impact sourcing, the third-party testing, the potency, the purity, is totally unique. There's no one out there doing what doTERRA is doing. You can't go to another company and buy products like this. There's only doTERRA doing this. And that obviously translates into the retention rate that Tim was talking about, which is 65% of people are going to come back and buy every 1 to 3 months. So for me, when I look at the network marketing model, as an ex-accountant, I see it as a much fairer distribution of the wealth within a company. With doTERRA, everybody who has an account with doTERRA, it's basically like you have a share of the company, and you can increase your share in the company, increase the size of your share by working hard, which is basically what we call sweat equity. So you can increase your share by sweat equity, which is working hard and working smart, and sharing the oils. And it's just an opportunity that you have within the company. And also with doTERRA and with network marketing companies, you can actually outrank the person above you. You can never do that in a pyramid scheme. And often you can't do that in a traditional company as well. So in a traditional company, you know, I think that's very much a pyramid scheme. You have your CEO at the top, you have your upper level management, your middle level management, your lower level management, and then you have your people on the bottom who are on minimum wage, who are often even subsidized by the taxpayer because that minimum wage is not enough for them to live on in this country. And they would have no chance of ever outranking the CEO or outranking someone in management above them. And one of the things that I really love about network marketing is that in a traditional company, if you wanted to advance, or if you wanted to be promoted, or if you wanted to work your way up in the company, there are lots of often bars from stopping you do that. You know, whether the company has the budget, whether they have succession planning, whether you have the qualifications, all those things. With network marketing, we all have the same opportunity, and we can all get as far as we'd like to if we work hard and support each other, and nobody is ever going to say there's no budget for that. You know, one of the things I love is that the rewards are very transparent. We know if we hit those targets, that's what we will be paid. And that's what it comes down to for me. The difference between pyramid scheme and doTERRA is honesty. You know, a pyramid scheme has no honesty. You're lured in by these false claims, and doTERRA is very transparent. We don't proclaim that this is a get-rich-quick scheme. We're very honest about the commission structure and our team and the product, and that's just something that I really love. And also as well, just one last thing that I wanted to say is that when you compare a network marketing business to your own, just having your own business on your own, I think really network marketing is having the best of all worlds, because we have the team support, we have the training, we have the mentoring, but also it's your business and you're in charge, and you are in charge of how much time and how much effort you invest and who you work with and what hours you work. But at the same time, you don't have to bother with things like product sourcing or quality control or chasing payments or shipping and logistics and all those things that you might have to look at if you were in business on your own. So you have all the benefits of being in business on your own, but you're not on your own. You have this amazing team, and I just love our team. I've said this to Emily and Tim so many times. It's like family to me, and what we have is so special in our tribe. So yeah, I've probably talked for enough time, but those were my 3 points: that a pyramid scheme is illegal, and doTERRA has a really strong product, and it's very honest as well. Those are my 3 things.
Thank you for sharing that, because often that comes up. So thank you, Chloe. You've explained that really well. Thank you.
Pleasure.
Yeah, I love working with you. So I just wanted to finish now, everybody, because we are mindful of your time, but I just wanted to finish with our story. Okay, so things have grown fast for us to be at the level that we're at after just not much over 2 years. But, you know, we are just a regular couple. We were actors in our past. We're parents. We've got 3 boys. We had no prior qualifications in this area or network marketing experience. But we did have a dream. We've always had a dream to better ourselves and to make a success of something and to do the best for our children and be more in control of our lives, which is something that we didn't have when we were acting and performing. But when we started, I had no time, literally no time. We had the 2 children with the 3rd on the way, a dog, we moved house, and we had 2 other businesses as well. So I really didn't have much time for doTERRA, but I just loved the oils, and I saw how they helped us and how easy it was to be able to share them with other people. And I just sort of learned as I went because of all the support that we had. And these oils work, you know, so what often happens is you'll find other people sharing them for you because they'll sort of start to pick up on how amazing they are. And it's a natural human instinct to want to help other people, isn't it? So you'll find people telling other people for you about them and about how good they are. Now, I didn't know, as I said, where this would lead me or where it would take me. And doTERRA can be whatever you want it to be. Whether it's covering the cost of your oils, supplementing your income, or like us, totally replacing your income and more. And I certainly never saw myself as a network marketing person or as a salesperson, and I still don't see myself as that person. So, you know, what we do have is something that is an opportunity to help ourselves, but also to help others with the oils. But also, we now have the privilege to be able to help others to find a path, and to find friends and hold hands with them on this journey to watch other people that you care about and that you really want to succeed, to help them to fulfill their dreams. And I have to say, that's actually better than doing it yourself.
It's like when you give someone a really good Christmas present and you know you're excited for them to open it. It's the same feeling.
And so we have created for ourselves a 6-figure life. We have, but it's way more than just money. It's in terms of a 6-figure life for us is having a life that is filled with what we want. You know, and so many people these days are stuck doing work that doesn't inspire them, that doesn't light them up, and they're just doing it to pay the bills, and sometimes feel trapped. But what doTERRA offers is an opportunity to get back in control of your life, doing something that is hugely rewarding. And so now Tim and I, we have, he's been able to leave his job. He left his job in the theatre back in September. The year prior to that, they said, we don't need you to stay anymore. And we panicked because we didn't have that control. And we had a 3rd child that had just been born. And we thought, how are we going to pay our bills? How are we going to pay our mortgage? And we said, let's really work hard and get ourselves into a position where we're in control. And fast forward 1 year, and we totally are. And you were able to leave your job, weren't you? And say, you know, we're fine. We don't need to rely on anybody or anything else. And that for us is incredibly special.
And it gives you the freedom to do things that you actually want to do as well as doing doTERRA. It also gives you the option to invest time in stuff that you enjoy and get a lot of pleasure out of.
Yeah, we have our lives back. We have time freedom. We have time together with our boys. I never had evenings with Tim. I was always on my own with the children, and the only day we had off together was Sundays. Now we have so much more time together, and we have the finances to do what we want and to travel. We've just got back from skiing. We're off to Dubai in 2 weeks. We are doing what makes us shine. And if we can do it, anybody can do it. We have a formula that we know works, and we are really committed into helping our team. So it's not just about us rising up, it's about us all rising up together. And there's nothing to stop you from getting started. You know, you can do it alongside other work. You can fit it into the nooks and the crannies of your day. And there's nothing to stop you just from trying it. You could start it and you could stop. But if you don't try these things, you will never know what could be and what you could achieve. And the time for doTERRA is most definitely now. So if you want to join us on this journey, speak to the person who invited you on tonight, or if it's us, get back in touch with us and we will help you. We will help you to get started and we will help you to do this. And for those of you who know that they want to get started, we have a getting started training on Monday evening, okay, at 8 o'clock. And that will be for those of you that just want to jump in. We'll help you with the tools to do that. So we're looking forward to seeing lots of you on there Monday evening. If you need the details, speak to the person who invited you or to us. And let's get ready to make 2018 an amazing year where you can tap into your greatness and, you know, get ready to live a fulfilled life. So you can follow us on Facebook. We have a Facebook page called Blooming and Glowing, and also on Instagram. And just thank you for joining us this evening.
Yeah, I hope it's been useful for you.
I hope it's been useful, and we might have inspired you to join us. And we'll see you guys on Monday, those of us that are ready to hold hands with us and join us. So thanks very much, everybody. I'm going to stop the recording and say good evening. Thank you. Oh, hang on, I'm just going to check if there's any questions.
Stop recording.
Stop the recording now.